What's going on, man? It's your boy Waz back. We gonna get into this Miami versus Cal preview. Number 8, Miami Hurricanes, your very own. We go on the road and play Cal this Saturday. The game is scheduled for 10:30 Eastern time, so kickoff will probably be around 10:35 or so, 10:37. And without further ado, man, we're just gonna go ahead and get straight to it. So, Cal Golden Bears. All right. So they 3-1. They opened up the season with UC Davis. They beat them 31-13. Then they play Auburn on the road. Um, and they won 21-14. Then they played San Diego State at home, beat them 31-10. And then their last game they played was against Florida State on the road. They lost that game 14-9. They had multiple opportunities to try to win that game against Florida State. They even had the ball at the very end of the game with about a minute or right under a minute left, and the quarterback Mendoza got sacked, I believe, on fourth down, and by Edwin Joseph and somebody else. They forced the ball out, recovered it, and that's how FSU got their first win. So they skated by them boys, and they pulled out a win. So I want to discuss what Cal looks like. I watched the film on Cal, watched film for all four games, watched more of the Auburn and the San Diego State and Florida. I meant the FSU film. I did see the UC Davis film, but it's whatever. I mean, it was UC Davis, so kind of focused on their opponents that were more formidable and whatnot. So yeah, man, just straight up out of the gate with the way, things are set up for them. Um, they don't score a lot of points. Just being honest. So they only average 23 points a game. And the fact that they played UC Davis, they've played San Diego State, and stuff like that. Like they're not scoring a lot of points a game. So they average 23 points a game. They're doing about 228 passing yards a game, running the ball. They rush it for about 145 yards per game. So that's their offense in a nutshell. The 23 points a game is good for 100. So they're 100 out of 134 teams. So they're literally at the bottom end of scoring in all of the country, like in all of college football. Um, their defense, on the other hand, is only giving up 12.8 points per game. That ranks number 12 out of 134 teams. And to be more specific, I get they play UC Davis and stuff like that, but they do have a stingy defense, right? So when they played Auburn, they only gave up like 286 yards. And then when they played Florida State, they gave up around the same amount. So, you know, they're not giving up 300 yards a game in general, but even when they play better opponents, they're not, they're not giving up a whole lot of yards. So their defense, I believe they're still number one in the nation. They forced they've caught 10 interceptions this year. I will say defensively, like out of the 10 picks, they don't have anybody that's like, they don't have any ball hawks or anything like that, right? Majority of the interceptions are from overthrows or balls being tipped in the air. So I will say their DBs do have great ball skills because the majority of the opportunities because they've had a couple called back because of penalties, but majority of the opportunities that they've gotten, they catch that ball. So if you throw it to them or if that ball get batted up, they're going to come down with it. Um, There was only one where I seen where the DB really went up and took it. And that was either the Florida State game. It might have been Florida State. It was either Florida State or Auburn, but he went up and he took it from the wide receiver. So that's kind of that. I mean, just looking at them overall and just assessing, what's happened as of late. Their offensive line, excuse me, struggles in pass protection. That I mean, I'm gonna just call a spade a spade. It is what it is. Over the last two games, they've given up 13 sacks. So they gave up 7 sacks to Florida State, and they gave up 6 sacks to San Diego State. So you talking 6.5 sacks over the last two games. And even if you want to average it out over the year, he's been sacked. The quarterback Mendoza has been sacked 16 times. So they're giving up 4 sacks a game regardless. They've played 4 games. Um, so Mendoza, he's a Florida kid. He went to just drew a blank. What high school? Where did he go? He went to Columbus. So, he he wanted to play for Miami and stuff like that. I believe it was Manny Diaz. He went to a camp for Manny Diaz. He said he got Manny offered him to be a walk-on pretty much, but he kind of covered all of that. He basically said that it was a good opportunity for him to go out to Cal instead. And it's he feel like it's worked out great. So just looking at historically what he's done, like last year he threw 10 interceptions, right? So he's taken better care of the ball so far this year. He only has 2 picks technically. So but he's a high 60% pass completion guy. But he's not gonna do anything that's gonna wow you. I mean, he's an okay athlete. He can pick up the yards on the ground. He can keep it, stuff like that. But just throwing wise, I've seen him make some good throws, but he's not somebody that concerns me. And I'm not even saying that to, be like bullshitting or whatever, but I mean they only averaging 228 passing yards a game. And when you factor in, some of the people that they done played or whatever, that really ain't shit, if we being honest. Um, Rushing wise, they do have 3 running backs that, in my opinion, just knowing what we do on defense, some of the guys we have, we're really bad at run fits. Um, we've been bad at run fits, in my opinion, consistently even when we blew out Ball State, even with FAMU, like consistently, we've had issues with the run fits throughout the season. And for me, just watching the film, Callaway can hit a home run at running back for them. Um, Thomas looks like somebody that'll give us problems. And then obviously you got Jaden Knott. So I hasn't, I guess, technically played as well this year, if I'm being honest. He was hurt. He's come back. They've given him a lot of carries. The carries haven't necessarily materialized, but for me, that don't really mean shit. Last year, Jit had over 1,500 total yards, and 14 touchdowns. He rushed for over 1,300 yards last year, had about 190 something receiving yards. So he produced 1,500 yards from scrimmage and 14 TDs. So just because he hasn't gotten going yet, I'm not gonna discount it, right? Like he can make plays, but I think as a trio, for sure, this is the best running back room we've seen so far all year. They don't run the ball particularly well, or they only average 145 rushing yards a game, but it's how they run the ball and some of the things I see with the running backs, it do causes me for some kind of concern. I think we would, with them being able to score, they don't score a lot, but I would see them being able to generate more in the run game than in the pass game if our run fits are bad. Like some of the mistakes we've been making and shit, we can't afford to make those mistakes. Because, like I said, Callaway can hit a home run, Ott can slide, and Thomas hits creases nice as well. So we really got to be on our shit. Thomas is their leading rusher this year so far. Like I said, has been hurt. He's back. He should be the full strength. Um, from a wide receiver perspective, I'm just being real. They don't have anybody in particular that concerns me at receiver. Hunter is their number one receiver on the year. He got 182 yards, 4 touchdowns. At tight end, I think that Corey Dyches he's super athletic and he's probably gonna be a problem for us. Um, he don't have a lot of yards and stuff like that, but watching him on film and he's gotten the ball, that's the exact kind of player that will give us fucking problems. Like the exact kind of player. He's super athletic. Our linebackers are not good in coverage. I think I might have heard Gidry say we're not even going to put a linebacker on him if we can avoid it, just because he knows that Digest is a mismatch for us. So we'll probably be covering him with a safety or something. But if Kiko or Wesley get lined up on him, just know them boys probably gonna get cooked if we being real. Like the athleticism that I seen, he might as well be a wide receiver, if I'm being honest. But no, he's gonna present problems if we don't contain him. And historically, we have not done well with the super athletic tight ends. Rather, if it was against Clemson, just some other stuff like certain tight ends be getting off on us. Even last week, the tight end was getting off at VT. So, we really got to be mindful of that, just being honest. Um, but yeah, he could be dangerous. He could potentially be dangerous. Just overall, they don't get a lot of sacks. I think they may have only like 9 sacks on the year. Their sacks come from their linebackers. Their D line doesn't really, they're not really getting sacks like that. I struggle with what I was seeing on film with them, right? When they played San Diego State, they looked slow as far as going east and west. Like their defense didn't look that fast. But when I watched them play against Florida State and Auburn, they did a pretty good job, like moving side to side and stuff like that. So that'll be a something to keep an eye on. They looked slow in one of the games. They could have just been off or something like that. But that's something definitely to keep an eye out on for sure. As far as the field goal kicker, he's fucking trash. So if he get in this game and he start hitting off on us, I'm gonna be pissed. Everybody been dropping these 50-yard bombs, but the kicker trash, bro. He 5 of 11 on the year. He ain't even clean 50%. So he's fucking trash. Um, their best linebacker is Buchanan. That boy, he be flying all over the field. He be making plays, So I expect him to make some plays. And like I said, as far as with the DBs and stuff like that, you got number 3, which is I believe Williams. You got number 4. So number 4 is Miles Williams. The other one is like Noel Williams. But they 10 interceptions ain't nothing to play with. 10 interceptions, and the one thing I will say, they have 14 pass deflections as well. So, they're active secondary wise. Like I said, ain't no fucking ball hawks or nothing that I'm concerned about on that end. But if Cam Ward put that ball in harm's way, them boys gonna catch that shit. Make no mistake about it. So, but just watching it, bro, they don't really do shit that would make me believe we should not have control of this game. I get that we're on the road. I get that we're ranked number 8, so we're gonna get their best shot. Everybody want to knock off the undefeated team, especially when they top ranked. You saw what happened to Ole Miss last week. Kentucky ended up beating them. So that's what they're looking for. You gon' get everything they got. They gonna break it all out. My biggest thing is it's certain stuff that you can't hide, you can't cover up. Giving up 13 sacks in the last two games. They quarterback been sacked 16 times, bro. You can't hide that. So you can mitigate it some by a lot of quick passing and a lot of screens and stuff. But from what I saw on the film, like that's not what they were doing, like at a rapid rate, a rapid pace. Like he was throwing the ball, he's dropping back. And that's part of the reason why a lot of those sacks are coming into play because the O line, pass rush wise, just can't hold up. So we'll see how it goes. But I mean, and like I said, they only averaging 145 on the ground, but I know that we're bad with the run fits and stuff like that. So we'll kind of see how that plays out. Um, what I expect the crowd to be loud. I expect them to come out and play with a lot of energy. And as long as we're able to start fast, how we typically have been starting fast and just stay on schedule, um, by the middle of the third quarter, the game have been waned out. It'll do what it needs to do, in my personal opinion. So, you know, that's enough about them. I mean, they are who they are. This game is more so about us handling business more so than anything. Just going on the road and getting a win. I personally don't care how we get it. We just need to get the fucking win. We got a bye week after this. We need rest. We got a lot of people banged up. We trying to see if Jalen Rivers gonna play, but if he don't, we need him back going into Louisville. Damari Brown is banged up. Um, I don't think Elijah Austin is gonna play this week. Mario said he was pretty banged up. Simeon Barrow got hurt last week, bro. Barron's been playing hurt. So we got a lot of injuries on the D line. Obviously, Bain is back this week, so I feel like that bodes well for us. But we need to just get this win, man, and rest up and one game at a time. So we got to do what we need to do. As far as the Miami side, so we all know what happened last game and all of that shit or whatever. Cool. I don't think people are realizing that even with all of that that happened. So yeah, we ended up scoring 38, but so Miami is number two in the country in scoring right now. I'm gonna repeat that again for anybody that doesn't know. Miami is number two in the country because we have the number two scoring offense in the country right now, averaging 49.4 points a game. To be more specific, we have scored more points than any team in the country. The reason why we're number two in scoring right now is because Tennessee is number one at like 53 points a game, but they've only played four games and we've played five. So the most points scored this year in college football is 247 total points. Miami's at the top of that list. To go a little further, you have Tennessee, Miami, and then I believe Indiana. Miami and Indiana are the only two teams that have played five games that are undefeated, that are scoring, I believe, 49. So we'll know because they actually not even scoring 49. They scoring 48.8. And then also okay, yeah, no. They're the only two teams that are undefeated that are scoring um at least 48, pretty much 49 a game. That's true because Ohio State's only played four games. So we got the number two scoring offense in the nation. All right. So folks can say whatever they want to say. Bro, we've played two P4 teams. Pretty much everybody else has two P4 teams or less that have, scored really high like that. So, like, we number two in the nation in scoring. Shit didn't even go our way last week. Had three turnovers, had a bunch of plays we missed. Cam Ward missed throws. We're number two in scoring. So, calm down, guys. You're scoring 49 a game. Even on the defensive side of the ball, we gave up a lot of points last week, but we only given up 15 points a game. right? That's good for the 20th best scoring defense in the nation. So even with all the mistakes and everything that we handed to them last week, we'll be fine, man. I'm not worried about it. I'm not concerned. Um, Offensively, bro, like it is what it is. We're averaging 586 yards per game. 392 passing yards, 193 rushing yards per game. I know, how everybody feel about the run game. Shit, I feel the same way about the run game. We need to fucking run the ball more. That's just what it is. We need to run the ball better. We need to run it more, and we have to be better. Um, but with all of that being said, Cam Ward, um, he's pretty much at the top of the country, dog. He got 70% on completions, 1,782 passing yards, 18 touchdowns, 4 picks. He already got um 20 touchdowns on the season. So that single season Miami record that we was talking about before the year, that shit definitely gonna get shattered. No doubt about it. But he's doing what he needs to do, man. We got a Heisman level player at quarterback for the first time in my lifetime, right? So I've never seen this. And even for, obviously we've had some of the greats that have won the Heisman. Cam Ward, the type of quarterback he is, we've never seen this at Miami before. The game has obviously evolved, it's changed. We ain't never seen no shit like this. So y'all boys should sit back, enjoy the fucking ride, stop complaining. The main goal that we need to accomplish to keep everything in play is to win the ACC. That's it. Rather, if you got one loss and you win it, two losses, it don't matter. Win the ACC and get in the fucking playoffs. Obviously, you want to be undefeated. Cool. That's cool. That's great. But if that's not the case, just win the fucking ACC, bro. Just win the ACC. That's it. So he's up there with the yards per attempt and the yards per completion too. So it's not, y'all know, man, we one of the best teams in the nation at chunk plays, 25 yards or more. That's not changing. So I expect Cam Ward to have another Cam Ward game. Um, that would consist of him throwing for roughly 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, somewhere up in there. If he throws for any less than 300, I hope it's because the run game is fucking phenomenal and we decide to run, 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 but I just don't think we're gonna do that. So another good game from him. Hopefully we protect him. I didn't see the positive about this when I was watching the film. Nobody popped off from the defensive line that scares me for somebody like Markel Bell. Like last week I told y'all APR was going to kind of do whatever he wanted to do, especially when he was lined up against Bell. I didn't see anybody that was ultra fast on Cal's D line. That's going to be a problem for Markel. So if Rivers doesn't play, Markel Bell should have a pretty good game. He's getting better week by week, but he's going to consistently struggle with guys that have elite speed off the edge because his ability to bend and react quick enough, they're usually getting around him. And that's something we've been seeing. But, I think we're good there. Um, so we need to protect Cam Ward this week. Virginia Tech got a lot of pressure. That was the best defensive line we have seen the entire year for sure. Um, and I'm just hoping that we make it a point to run the fucking ball. I think the one thing that is surprising to me. As much as I know Mario loves running the ball, you can really tell how hands off he is when it comes to what Dawson is doing. That boy Dawson been pass happy like a motherfucker. And I don't really like that shit because we're going to need the run game. And I don't know if he's trying to preserve or save bodies or whatever, because it do get dirty and muddy when you run it a lot. However, bro, we trying to get everything we can get, and we got multiple running backs that are healthy anyway. We got Damian Martinez, we got Jordan Lyle, we got Fletcher, and we got AJ Allen and Chris Johnson. Give them motherfuckers the rock. You got too many running backs, different skill sets, different things going on. Dawson, give them the fucking ball. Chill with the overdoing the RPO. Call the regular run plays, and the offensive line needs to fucking block. Almost every time we call straight up run plays, especially when it's for Martinez, bro, we getting our ass whooped. We getting backside pressure, getting blown off the spot. Like we need to block it better. But part of the problem is we're not giving them a chance to get in fucking rhythm and really fire off in the run game. If you call one straight up run play every 15 plays, of course they ain't firing off or of course they're probably missing certain assignments or stuff. You're not giving them a chance to really get going with it. You just sprinkling one or two here and here and there. We know what the fuck Cam Ward can do. That don't mean that we gotta make him throw the ball fucking 40 times a game. Like, come on, man. Tighten up, Dawson. Tighten up, man. We need to see more from you. Because at the end of the day, this is the best that this shit is gonna look. We're not gonna have Cam Ward next year. Whoever the quarterback is, isn't gonna be as good as Cam Ward. So whatever Dawson got, he better bring it out because this is the best you can look. Your run game can be much better, but from a passing perspective, you're not gonna look no better. So he gotta fucking make sure that he balancing this shit out. This is all or nothing. And so far, I'm not the offense looks good. That's not what I'm saying. However, the lack of balance with when we decide to run has to change. The end of the game numbers look different than what's really going on, if we being real, right? If you look at it overall, it says that we're passing it what like 36, 37 times and we running it 33, 32. That shit is deceitful because there's been a lot of runs at the end of the games because we've been up and shit like that. Like we really got to make sure that we on the road too. Lean on it. Lean on it. Let the offensive line get comfortable. Fire off on their ass, bro. Lean on the run game. Um, I expect Arroyo to make plays. I think he has a big game. Arroyo is going to be a mismatch every time we play anybody. The only teams that I truly believe may have the personnel to line up with Arroyo are Georgia, Alabama, maybe Texas. That's about it, though. Arroyo is going to be a mismatch every fucking time. He's averaging 25 yards a catch, pretty much. So I definitely think we need to continue to make sure he's involved. The tight ends overall have been very much involved the entire year, though. Rather if it's McCormick catching touchdowns, we've gave some shit to Lofton, which he had one that he would have walked in last week, but they got pressure on Cam. He missed the throw. Rather if it's Riley Williams, like the tight ends doing what the fuck they need to do. I expect X to be X. I know they can't cover him. They can't match up with him. Hopefully Horton keeps balling and playing well. I hope Jacoby is healthy enough to be effective this game and continue to play. Sam Brown, I'm gonna need you to tighten the fuck up. I need you to do something. I need you to do something, bro. I need you to make some more plays. And the only reason why I'm on Sam Brown right now, if I'm being honest, is because based upon what I saw in the film at Houston, we haven't gotten any of that, right? So I need to see more. Like Jacoby's numbers aren't great by any stretch, but I know who Jacoby George is. I know Jacoby's a dog. And what, two or three of his TDs been taken off the board so far this year anyway. But I know who Jacoby is. It's all good. I know, he out there, he fighting for shit. You feel me? Sam Brown been way too fucking lackadaisical on that field. That's what it comes down to. Forget the fact that he done dropped 6 or 7 passes straight up. When he gets the ball on a regular basis, he's not running with enough sense of urgency. Like he out there lollygagging and shit. Like I don't know what he's thinking, but he need to tighten up for sure. That's all I'm gonna say on that. I hope one of the running backs have a big day. Um, I ain't really seen too much of shit out of Damian Martinez, and that's my guy. I fuck with Martinez, so don't get me wrong. I love Damian Martinez. He was my top guy before he even got in the portal because I just love the way he ran. We need to call some of the shit that they was running at Oregon State or something to get him going because just so far this year it hasn't been it. I like the reps that Jordan Lyle is getting. He's looked great when he's in there. He can pass protect. Um, to me, he hits stuff better than everybody else. Outside of AJ Allen has been hitting lanes he need to hit pretty well. He just hasn't played a lot. But um Jordan Lyle has been effective, man. Fletcher, I would like to see him stop getting slapped on his thigh and going down. There was one of the run lanes that was opened up for him, man. We kind of opened it up, and even Dawson said it was something that was supposed to go the distance or whatever. So just work on your balance, Fletch. You big as hell, bro. I need you to get out there and start, running through motherfuckers for real. And then hopefully AJ Allen gets some reps, man. That boy get in, he be playing hard. He plays hard. He runs with a nice burst. He hit the holes. He don't be hesitating. And then Chris Johnson, we gotta try to get Chris Johnson at least 4 touches a game that have nothing to do with kickoff. We need to try to get him 4 to 5 touches a game. If they all don't pan out, cool. But that's minimum. There's no reason that Chris Johnson shouldn't get 4 or 5 carries. And I don't think everything should be the outside shit because really all he need is one crease, one hole. Since we love running inside so much, like give him a couple of those. Because if he gets in there and he hits some of these holes we got and he get up through there, he slide. That's gonna be a touchdown. So everything don't need to be an outside gimmicky, gadgety play. Like even last week, we sent them in motion and sent them on a wheel route up the field. I knew what the fuck we was finna do when we did that shit. And we had them matched up against Virginia Tech best cornerback, dog. We don't need to keep doing like switch it up. Don't just put them in the game and give them shit like that because you're keying on when you're gonna do certain stuff. Like I literally knew exactly what route he was finna run, and I didn't even watch all of the film. So if Virginia Tech looked at, they knew what the fuck was. I'm like, oh, he in the game. Oh, he boom emotion. Oh, boom up the like that. Come on, bro. We gotta switch it up. We gotta switch up some of these tendencies, man. Um, Other than that, that's it, man. We gotta play better on defense. 21 missed tackles is fucking egregious. Um, and they giving up hella sacks. There's no reason we shouldn't end this game with 5 sacks. I feel like I said that last week, but these motherfuckers giving up 4 sacks a game. They gave up 6.5 in the last 2 games. There's no reason we shouldn't get 5 sacks. Kiko got to play better from out the gate. I'm not sure if Wesley is a full go this week, but I would like to see Popo playing over Wesley. I've been saying this. I've seen enough of Wesley as a starter to this point. Not enough is being done. The run fits. Um, I mean, it's been the same shit for 3 years. Like he's better than he was, but not knowing what to do or having bad run fits has been a consistent thing his whole career. So it is what it is. I definitely want to see Popo play more. Please get Richard off my field. Motherfucker said 25 remind them of Robert Knowles. Please get him off my field, bro. I need Deani Hill and OJ Frederick and Porter to pretty much take all of the snaps at corner. Since whatchamacallit not back, I'm gonna be honest, bro. Put fucking Robbie Washington out there. Yeah, like I'm all for Robbie getting out there before Richards. At least he got some speed. He might come up and try to hit. And I'll be okay with being frustrated with a player that hasn't had a lot of in-game reps versus somebody that has the reps and I don't see him getting better. He's getting attacked week by week and I have not seen him play better yet. It's the same shit every week. It's just on the receivers if they gonna catch the ball or not. That shit, the same shit, bro. Get that man off my field. Um, yeah, man. Hopefully the D line play well, and hopefully we play well on the back end. Mish, you owe us. You played like dog shit last game. Five missed tackles in the first half, blown assignments, motherfuckers catching the ball in your vicinity for touchdowns. Like you owe us one, Mish. And so tighten up. Get your ass out there, make some fucking plays. Stop goddamn diving into the dirt on the tackles and shit. You need to tighten up. And Tyler Barron, man, make some more plays. I know you hurt, my guy. I know you out there fighting like a warrior, but I'm gonna need you to get back in the mix and start making some plays. You made a couple at the end of the game, and it is what it is, man. Mesidor, I'm gonna need you to wreak havoc. We need to put Mesidor back on the outside right now. My personal opinion. He need to play DN because with Austin out, like Barron's hurt, Bane first game back, bro. I think we should move Mezzi back to the outside for right now. But if we don't, Malik Bryant should play more snaps. Malik Bryant earned snaps. Um, and it is what it is, man. He made some fucking great plays last week. Obviously the fake field goal, a couple of other plays. He got good pressure on drones. So we need to be doing that. Um, Shout out AC, Anthony Campbell. He helped blow up that field goal as well. So we got other bodies that can play inside. Justin Scott. So I definitely think we should slide him out. You got CJ Clark, um, like Ahmad Moten with that dumbass penalty he had last game, but Marley Cook, even if Simeon Barrow can't go, we got a bunch of other bodies, dog. Use them. Use them and slide Mezzi back to the outside for sure. They don't have nobody that's doing shit like that in the slot and getting off. So Porter really shouldn't have no issues this week. It's not a lot of people, even though they may bring folks in motion, they don't have somebody small, shifty that's been getting off. So he should, be fine back on his shit. And if Jaden Harris, hopefully he's okay. But if he can't go, then either Markeith or Zaquan gonna be in there. And we just need to do what to do, man. We handle business. I like a smooth 41-17 win for Miami. I think that lines up pretty well. They only averaging 23 a game. So giving them 17, I could see us giving up two touchdowns and a field goal realistically. And we're averaging 49, almost 50 a game, and we on the road, way over there on the West Coast. So 41-17 is how I'm calling it. Get in, handle fucking business, get back home healthy, let the kids rest up, and we'll be well on our way, man. One more game. One more game to stay 1-0 this week to move on to the next. Whatever y'all think the score prediction's gonna be or whatever, let's discuss it in the comments, man. And any other talks or whatever, man. Definitely drop whatever in the comments, and I'll make sure that we can have some quality discussions, man. I'm out.